Hello everybody, welcome. I just wanted to give you this video here, and look, it is a cloudy day today here, but still a beautiful time to get up early and get to the beach. And I've made a good amount of videos about getting up early and starting the day off right, and you can't do that unless you get the proper sleep, and you're not going to get the proper sleep if you're up late at night doing things that are unhealthy, eating, wasting time, scrolling on your phone, watching stuff that's not improving your life. If you're going to be up late listening to something, make it be a podcast or something, a health podcast, maybe my videos. But ideally, to understand, when you're up late watching TV or the computer or the phone, there's a light that's radiated from that called a blue light. And that blue light is one of the many lights that the sun gives. And it's designed, when the sun comes up, you see the sun's coming up. Now that sun's giving me blue light, red light, infrared light, orange, yellow, all the amazing colors of our Creator's sun. It's giving me. And all of those are beneficial to my body. I mean, I'm looking at and studied for years information about how we could actually literally get nutrition from the sun. We know about vitamin D, but there's a lot more than just vitamin D. There's a lot more unknown vitamins and unknown things that we haven't heard of yet that we get from the sun, the sun rays. The problem is, whenever you take something from nature and you try to take something out of its perfect balance, you have an interruption, and you might get some benefits from that one thing you extracted from it, but when it's not in perfect balance, it doesn't work synergistically, and it might not do what it was meant to do, even possibly harmful. And that's the problem we have with the blue lights. And this is a serious problem that people don't talk about enough. See, we're designed to get the sunlight in our bodies every single day. And people will spend up to 90% of their time indoors to be out of the sun. We're even taught by health officials today to stay out of the sun, thinking the sun's no good for us. We have to understand, every time of the day the sun is good for us, and we should be in the sun as much as possible. And I would submit to you, instead of people being indoors 90% of the time, they should be outdoors 90% of the time. Now, I know that's not really practical in today's world, but we have to understand and do more research and get better knowledge about the power of the sun and the sunlight specifically. So here in the morning and in the evening, at sunset and sunrise, we're closest to the sun. But because it's not fully risen yet, it's not strongest in the UV rays. Now, some people we're all taught that those are dangerous and we should wear sunblock and skin blockers to not get those UV rays, because they cause sunburn. It's going to cause sunburn when, number one, you spend too long in the sun, but more importantly, when your body is not healthy in the right way it should be, from eating bad, from not getting enough sleep, and from all the other unhealthy habits that people have. That's what makes us susceptible to getting sunburn. But when you need those rays, you need those ultraviolet rays, because the part of the creation process, when we were created to be up in the daytime, to be eating at daytime, as a matter of fact, when that sun is out at its highest, that's when digestion works the best. And I would suggest eating outside instead of inside. And don't eat with sunglasses. Sunglasses are another thing that interrupts the creation for us to see all the sun rays in our eyes at the same time. So we do not want to mess with our Creator's balance, his perfection. And that's what we do. Now, the more dangerous part of not being in the sun and getting the benefits of the sun, and you don't have to be there all day long. It was an unrealistic statement to say 90% of our time in the sun, but every hour, go out for like 10 or 15 minutes. Go for a walk or something. Now, I understand if you have a 9-to-5 office job, that's not practical. Even though You could take a cigarette break every hour, and they don't say anything at work. But if you want to take a sun break, then they'll say something. But even if you can get out for 5 minutes every hour, that's better than sitting at the desk all day. But here's the real problem today. In the old days, when they had the incandescent light bulbs, they were very close to the balance that we get from the sun. And they even gave off heat. They were very close to it. So even if we were indoors, we were still getting the benefits of the red, the yellow, the blue, the ultraviolet, and the infrared. But now those light bulbs have been outlawed in the name of conserving energy. And now it's LED lights. And LED lights have the blue light exclusively, eliminating all the other lights. And it's very stimulating, especially not good at nighttime before you're going to sleep. But at any time, the LED lights are no good because it's just so unbalanced with the way our Creator made it to be. Now, it's really hard to get the incandescent lights. You can if you search, but it's really, and some of you think, well, I sit near a window or something else. The windows have these tanners on it, or in the car, the windows are tanned out, tinted out. It's interfering with the Creator's light in the way it should be. And this makes a big difference. A big difference. And I would suggest that we're not supposed to be eating all day long, all day long, all day long. And the more time you're in nature, and we're getting those health benefits from the proper balance of the sun. Look at that. From the proper balance of the sun. And it's not coming up there yet because it's cloudy, but it's sunrise right now. When we get the proper balance of the sun, what we're getting is almost like full from a nutrition standpoint, where we're not going to be as hungry as if we're sitting home just on our computers, getting flooded with this LED lights and these blue lights out of balance. It kind of stimulates us to want to eat more. It's one of the things you can do to help yourself eat less. And the addiction of overeating and hunger is to get out 10 minutes every hour. 5 minutes every hour. Get outside. And the more skin you could expose to the sun, the better. So if you're, I'm not telling you to go naked in public, but if you're in your own backyard, take off your shirt, get that sun 5 minutes every hour. It's something that's important. Now, sunrise and sunset is extremely important because you're closest to the infrared rays and the red colors and the yellow colors, because that's when they're closest to the earth. In the middle of the day, that's when the UV is highest. But no matter what time of day it is, get out at least 5-10 minutes a day. The longer, the better. You could stay in the middle of the day. You don't want to be out there for an hour in the middle of the sun, but still get out there. Don't use sunblockers. Don't use sunglasses. And notice how you're not as hungry. Notice that. And at nighttime, try to limit the lights, especially at nighttime. Now, I do recommend the fluorescent light, the inflorescent lights or the halogen bulbs, if you can find them. Getting those, switching out your LED lights. But at nighttime, be very careful with the screens. The blue lights and the LED lights, be careful with that. Now, I switched out, I use a red light at nighttime. But even with the red light, they have an LED red light and they have a incandescent red light. The incandescent one, if you go to a pet store and you buy it for the little cages for the animals, the incandescent lights, those lights you can get incandescently. But the LED red lights are almost the same as the regular LED lights, because you might not get that stimulating bright light, but it still has the imbalance. So be careful. Of not all red lights are the same, in other words. So that's an important message. I did another message about this, and I didn't interview her. I'd like to interview her, but I at least took a clip of what you were saying, what's so important, explaining what I'm talking about. I'll put a link to that below. Really important information for you to check out on that. This is such an important topic, so I'm glad that I'm talking more about it, and I hope you take this to heart because it really helps on many different levels. So there it is, folks. Sunlight. We need more sunlight in our lives. That is a true raw message that'll help you tremendously with your diet, with your health. And I didn't even talk about the mood that you get when you're actually outside in nature. And here I am at the beach, and behind me there's some greens, and over there's greens. But I love to walk in my garden and amongst my trees and to see all the amazing green shining off the light. And that's another thing that's so great about eating healthy. When you're eating the fruits and vegetables, it actually takes the nutrition that comes from those sun rays and puts it into the food, fruits and vegetables. And then when you're eating those, you're getting those nutrients from the sun rays. It's really amazing that the sun will feed our bodies and also the plants and give it that nutrition that we need. Really amazing. And another thing that's amazing is the sun rays are live. That's true live food. And when you take plants and you eat them as close to being picked as possible, you're getting the energy, the nutrition, and everything from that. But if you cook, steam, boil, and process it and put it in a box can for months, now you're taking away from that to some degree. Still have something there, but to some degree you're taking away. It's best to get it fresh, folks. So keep that in mind. That's my message for today. Sunlight is the true raw life. It's the true live food diet. Have a great day, everybody, and a great raw life.